We're making good progress. We're mining minerals, we've got a barracks done, we're building a couple of marines. We should keep doing all the things that we've been doing so far. Queue up some more marines, queue up some more SCVs on the command center. And I'm going to grab this SCV here and I'm going to build another supply depot because I'm going to run out of supply soon. But it's time to move on and look at how to build some more advanced combat units. So far, everything we've built only costs this blue resource here, minerals. But there is a second resource in StarCraft, and it is called Vespene gas. Attached to this green icon up in the top right, we have no gas right now. Now, mining gas is not quite as easy as mining minerals is. There is a gas geyser right above our command center, right here. This is a Vespene geyser. But we can't just grab some SCVs and right-click on the geyser. If we try to right-click on the geyser, it doesn't work. They're not going to mine anything, they're just going to sit there and stare at it, which isn't helping us. We have to build another building on top of this geyser before we can mine gas and access some more advanced units. So to do that, we want to build a building, so we need to select a single worker and look at this build structure menu, and the building we're looking for is called Refinery. The refinery is up here in the top right, left-click that, and notice, most of our buildings were green most places we put them on the map. But the refinery we're not allowed to put anywhere except right on top of that Vespene geyser. Anywhere else it's red. So if I left-click here, the SCV will begin building this refinery. And only once the refinery is complete can we begin to mine Vespene gas. You have to build a building on top of every geyser before you can assign workers to mine gas from that geyser. Now, only one worker can be inside a refinery at a time, so that gives us a limit on how many workers can effectively mine gas from one refinery at a time. The SCV who built the refinery automatically started harvesting gas, but if your refinery is as close to a command center as you can place it, which this one is, then 3 SCVs will give you optimal gas mining. So let's get 3 SCVs mining gas. I'm going to select these 2 other SCVs and I'm going to right-click them on the refinery. And they will start harvesting gas from the refinery. So now we have 3 SCVs going back and forth between the refinery and the command center. And you can see in the top right, our gas count is beginning to increase. So let's use that gas for something. Let's build another building. I want to build a building called a factory, which costs some gas to make. But if I left-click on the build structure button, and I look through all the different structures that we have access to right now, I'm going to notice none of these buildings is called factory. That's because the factory isn't in this menu of structures. Instead, I'm going to have to click this button, or I could press the escape key on the keyboard, either way would work, to get back out of this menu into the SCV's main command menu. And instead, I need to have a look at the Build Advanced Structure option. If I left-click this, there are some more buildings available to the Terran race, and one of them is the factory, which is the building I want to make. So I'm going to left-click on this factory, and again, I've got to choose a position to put the factory in. And I'm just going to put it right here, and left-click, put it down, the SCV will head over, and we'll begin to build the factory. Once that factory is done, we're going to start to build some more advanced combat units out of it. But in the meantime, again, let's keep building with the buildings we've got. So I'm going to select my barracks, I'm going to queue up some more Marines. I'm going to select my command center, I'm going to queue up some more SCVs. And I am going to take this SCV, who doesn't seem to be doing anything, and I'm going to build another supply depot with this SCV, because again, my supply is kind of running low. I'm going to need more eventually. I'm also just going to take the opportunity, I'm going to select all these Marines by holding down my left mouse button and dragging my mouse to draw a box around them, and I'm just going to right-click on the ground over here. I just want to get the Marines out of the way so they're not sitting next to my barracks. As these SCVs are finishing up, I'm going to send them to mine as well. And this depot is going to be finished soon, so I am going to select this SCV, and when the depot finishes, build structure, supply depot, and left-click on the ground again, because again, I'm going to need more supply. But the factory should be done by now, which it is. Good. So if we look at the factory's command card, we can build a vulture at the moment. The vulture costs 75 minerals and no gas. But I don't want to build vultures today. I'm going to build a different unit. The unit I'm going to build is called a siege tank. And you can see I can't build a siege tank right now. The button's grayed out. If I click it, if I left click it, nothing happens. I'm left clicking right now. Because to build a siege tank, I need an attached machine shop. Attached buildings, or add-ons as we usually call them, are a special feature that Terran have. Some buildings, such as the factory, can have little extra buildings that are attached to them that provide them extra features. In this case, if I attach a machine shop to this factory, I'll be able to build a siege tank. In order to attach the machine shop, I need to left-click on this Build Machine Shop button, which I'm going to left-click. And now, again, as usually when I'm making a building, I have to pick a location the machine shop's going to go. But if you look closely, you might notice I'm not just choosing the location for the machine shop. Underneath my mouse cursor is a factory as well as a machine shop, a picture of both of them. Because I am picking the location where the factory will be placing itself and then building a machine shop in that position too. I want the factory to build a machine shop where the factory is right now, but I could make the factory build a machine shop somewhere else entirely. But because I want the factory to put the machine shop where the factory is at the moment, I just need to line up my green picture of the factory with the real factory that actually exists on the map that I built. Like this. And now if I left click, an add-on begins to construct. The machine shop is constructed. Notice the add-on does not require an SCV to build it. I can grab this SCV who built the factory, send him to mine, and the add-on keeps building. Doesn't need an SCV because the factory is doing the work of building the add-on, but the factory can't itself build anything while it's making that add-on. The add-on's going to be done soon. I'm just going to queue up a few more Marines in the meantime. And now the add-on's done, you can see the siege tank button allows us to press it. Building a siege tank is going to cost 150 minerals, 100 gas, and 2 supply. A lot more than our Marine, which only cost 50 minerals and 1 supply. So that's something that you need to think about. Different units cost different amounts of resources. So I'm going to queue up several siege tanks. And I'm just going to get this SCV in the bottom right to build another supply depot, because we're going to need to keep building more depots. If you keep looking at the top right, that number keeps going up because I keep building more units. So we need to make sure that we do not stop building depots so that our supply keeps going up, so that we don't get supply blocked again, which is what you call it when you run out of maximum supply and can't build things anymore. Our first siege tank is finished building. So we've built our first really advanced unit.